Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to my channel. My name is One of a Kind Vlogs. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video, and comment down below. I didn't get to do a video yesterday, so I'm doing a video right now, and I'm going to upload it as soon as I finish this video. Now, let me say, new merch has dropped on my channel. I dropped it, I think it was yesterday. New merch is being dropped on my channel. Every time I go on my store, I'm dropping new merch on my channel. Now, I'm running 10%. Yeah, I'm running around in a circle. You can use 10%. You can get 10% off my merch. The code is early bird. All month long. I'm doing it all month long. Because I got control of it. So I can sit anytime I feel like it. But anyway, go grab your merch. Your new merch. One of a Kind Vlogs. More merch coming soon. I'm going to try another website where I can, I'm going to try the Spotify out to see how they do theirs. And I'm going to go from there, man. I'm going to be switching back and forth from whichever one I feel like is the best. Then I'm going to go with them. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Series 1. The day in a life of One of a Kind Vlogs as a diabetic. Now, let me say this. Being a diabetic type 1 is hard because you have to watch what you eat and you have to do the exercise and you have to obey your doctor as they tell you to do things. Okay, let me say this. When I first found out I was a diabetic, I was at work. I was working third shift. I was doing shipping and receiving is what I was doing. That was my job, shipping and receiving. I was doing it and I was working it. I mean, I was getting into it until I started having stomach pains, and I didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Only good thing we had was we had a nurse on hand. So we can always go to the nurse. If the nurse felt like we needed to go home, then she would send us home. If not, she would just tell us take a break and just, go back to what we were doing, okay? So my stomach started hurting. So I went to the nurse, and the nurse asked me, she says, do you have high blood pressure? I said, no, ma'am. She says, have you ever been tested for diabetes? I said, no, ma'am. She said, does it run in your family? I said, yes, ma'am. It runs in my family. I said, my granddad had it. At that time, I didn't know if dad had it or not, right? So, well, pops had it or not. So, I went back. I said, let me go back to work and see how it goes, and if not, I'll come back. She said, okay. I went back to work, and I was on a thing called a cherry picker, where you were driving. It's almost like a tow motor, but it's an upright tow motor. You steering the steering wheel like this, and when you get to your destination, it'll rise up like this, and where you are, and you pull the merchandise to you off the shelf, and then it loads you back down, and then you carrying it where you gotta carry it. So I was on the cherry picker, I was up real high, and my stomach started hurting again. I was like, God, I don't feel good. So instead of me pulling the merchandise, I lowered it back. Where I pulled the merchandise, lowered it back down, carried it where it needed to go, and I said, look, I told the supervisor, look, I need to go up front and talk to the nurse again. I said, because my stomach is kind of hurting me, and I don't know why. And so he let me go, and I went back up there, and she said, well, when you leave here right now, you go straight to the emergency room and tell them that you want to be checked for diabetes and that it runs in your family. Okay, so I done that. Left work, clocked out, went straight to the emergency room. While I'm in the emergency room, the lady's telling me, they run all kinds of tests on me and everything. So the lady tells me, well, I told the nurse, I said, I need to be checked for diabetes. She said, does it run in your family? I said, yes, ma'am, it does. My granddaddy has it. And I want to make sure I don't have it, or maybe I do have it. So they checked me for diabetes, and I said an hour or two later, hour and a half later, she goes, we're going to keep you. I'm like, huh? She said, yeah, it's showing that you have diabetes. I was like, oh, heck. It's like that. She said, but it's only what you make of it. At that time, I was scared. I didn't know if I had, I didn't know what kind I had, you know what I'm saying? So I'm laying in there. So I said, so y'all can keep me 1 or 2 days? She said, no, we're going to keep you a week. And I said, a week? She said, yes, because your sugar's showing 400 to 500. And she said, we need to get that down ASAP because it can damage a lot of stuff. So at that time, I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll stay. So I stayed, and they was taking me through the test and all kinds of things was going on, man. I was like, what in the heck is going on? And they were just running tests. I don't know, man. I don't know. So after that, what was being said was they wanted me to meet with this doctor, and they're gonna go from there. I was like, okay, well, we'll meet with the doctor, and I go from there. So while I was in there, they was teaching me, what to eat, what not to eat, what I can eat, what I can't eat, what this food does, what that food does. I mean, it was just like a list of stuff. It was like almost like a book of stuff that I needed to have. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, man, I'm scared, man. And they was like telling me, you got to give yourself the shot before you can leave and all that. I was like, okay. So they give me an orange on the last day. Well, the last 2 days they give me an orange. I'm like, what's this orange for? She said, well, you're going to practice sticking a needle in the orange. I said, well, that's easy. She said, well, tomorrow you got to give it to yourself before we can let you go. And I was like, man, that's hard. I said, that's hard right there. I said, because an orange is easy because it's not my skin. My skin, when I tense up, I give myself the shot, it hurt. She said, well, you got to find, did you have anybody at home that can give it to you? And I was like, yeah, I do. She said, well, you can give it to you in your arm and your leg. You can give it to yourself in your leg. So I was like, okay, I'll try it in the leg. So she said, okay, well, you can do the stomach at another time. So I started doing it in my leg. And I did it in my leg, and so they let me go home. And I'm going to tell you, if you ain't never took shots before in your life, as far as giving them to yourself, it was a struggle for me. A pure D struggle. It was like, when I had to give it to myself, I would, man, my legs, my thigh, I'm going to show you something to myself. Right here, in the fat. All this right here, from here, all the way down to here, I was giving myself the shot. That was the hard part. That was hard for me, because I was like, man, dang, now I got to take my shot. I got to do this, I got to do that. And it was like, I don't know, man, at that point. So I just kept, trying to educate myself. And I'm going to tell you, when you first find out you got diabetes, and I found out, like maybe a week or so later, I had type 1. No, I'll take it back. My doctor's telling me I had type 2. I was like, okay, well, type 2 diabetes. I'm like, it's another lifestyle. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Should I go to the library and Google a lot of stuff? Or I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what direction I was taking. But I'm going to end it right there because season 2, chapter 2, like I say, chapter 2 is coming up after this. And I'm going to explore a little bit more what was going on because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And I'm going to leave it at that. So if you're new to the channel, Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you never miss a video. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Remember, you're too blessed to be stressed. Love and happiness at all times. Hug somebody and tell them you love them. And always do a random act of kindness. Until part 2, I'll see you on there.